Has he been drinking?
You didn't start it.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to the...
Has he been drinking?
We are live.
We're about to get drunk.
Anybody get a drink around here?
We're going streaking!
Welcome to Crypto Power Hour with your hosts, Killer Whale, Prince, and Crypto Dale.
Damn it, Dale.
God damn it, Dale is fucking right. What is up, everybody? I just want to say that new intro from Josh Hines is pretty dope, but I like, on Talladega Nights where Will Ferrell's getting interviewed and he's just like, I don't know what to do with my hands. Like, that's me during that interview. I'm just like, I don't really know what to do with her, I guess.
With my voice.
I was just kind of humming along, be like, getting ready to rock and roll. So
like that,
what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Episode 2 to the Crypto Power Hour. Want to apologize about last week. Killer is our behind-the-scenes run, YouTube, all that good stuff kind of guy. And Prince and I were just, and Crypto Rick was joining us. He was going to be our special co-host. But us three were just sitting here like, dudes, what the hell what do we do? And Killer was up in there, so we couldn't get a hold of him, but so thanks everyone.
A little bit.
Somehow we were too lost to be able to figure out how to set up a freaking live stream, but
we were Googling it and couldn't figure it out. And I'm like, Prince, I was texting Killer 911.
Messaging people, posted on Twitter, help.
Message Bobby and Gad and everyone like that. So Crypto Dale here, as you can see my lovely face coming up, joined as always by Killer Whale out in sunny. Hey.
Beautiful. Yeah. Glorious day out here in California. The weather's nice. It's very sunny and beautiful. Spent yesterday in Santa Monica chilling out by the pier. Shout out to anybody out there. Santa Monica is a beautiful city. Enjoyed the weather. Went on that kind of creaky ass Ferris wheel on the pier. Thought I maybe was gonna die, but it was fun.
That's good. Shout out Dumb, man. I love you, Dumb. Thanks for joining in. I appreciate
Shitcoin
it.
Talk in the house.
Shitcoin Talk, run by Dumb. One of my favorite Twitter folks. Being dead serious here. Prince, what's good, homie?
Just living life. It's raining, pretty gray out today, so had some nice weather for a little bit, but that didn't last. Going to war with a neighbor right now, so it's kind of fun. It's just a good time in my life.
Let's elaborate on that a little bit.
Go into this war, yeah.
Oh God,
did your new puppy shit in their yard?
No, but she keeps threatening to call the pound on our dogs. Meanwhile, her drain spouts are pointed right at our house and stuff, and busy dumping water all over the place. And we got crappy foundation, unfortunately. And so we're like, hey, you want to be nice and maybe move this? And she's just like, no, doesn't want to do it. And it's just like, oh. And then she's like, every time someone's outside, she's outside immediately, just like a really weird creep, it's just, it's weird. So just another day of my life.
Okay. So here's a question. Would you?
No.
Not even if it was just you two to the left?
No.
Wow.
No.
Hard no.
Weird situation.
Hard no.
How's the new pup doing?
Oh, adorable. Melts my heart. He's got quite the attitude though. If you don't play with him or something, he'll just stare at me and piss on the carpet right in front of me because I didn't roll the ball for him or something. Just one hell of
while maintaining eye contact, just to completely.
Yeah, letting me know who's boss.
Right. Yeah.
Henry.
Your dog is dope. For people who don't know, Prince has a German Shepherd Wolf mix, right?
Yeah. The mother is part wolf, and father is just a purebred. It was pretty adorable.
That's awesome. So, a couple questions we'll address here quick. Someone asked if I saw the giant inflatable duck blocking traffic in Des Moines, Iowa. Yes, I did. I had no part of that. Contrary to belief, I know I was getting chirped at a bunch oh, look, Crypto Dale's drunk in Des Moines again. Someone asked how my keto is going. It sucks. I hate it. It's fucking awful. I'm hungry all the time. Except tonight I made some peppers, like green, red, orange, and chicken, and it was amazing.
That's one of the best things you can have on keto, dude, is just like chicken and peppers, sausage and peppers you can do, onions. It's like you get real in touch with the flavorful vegetables because you need them.
Yeah, it's great. And like I said to my wife when we were eating, I'm like, this, even if we weren't on this is something I could eat all the time. So
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Crypto Chamber, let's just get this front and center.
We're going to talk about the pump and dump
controversy. So, guys,
touchy topic.
Do you like a quick recap for people who don't know or are unfamiliar with the drama? I mean, I think everybody pretty much knows what we're talking about. But
so, someone do a quick recap here.
All right, so I can't think of the guy's name off the top of my head that put out this.
I think it was Crypto Medicated.
Medicated?
Yeah, Medicated. Yeah. There you go. Crypto Medicated put out a series of screenshots of some popular people on crypto Twitter. Some well-known folks of them wanting to basically try and corner the market, right, guys?
Just a complete shitcoin.
Yeah,
I think it was just like, and it seemed like Haven or something, Haven Protocol. I don't know.
It was Haven.
Honestly, maybe it is a good coin. I don't know anything about this coin, so I don't know if you're holding this coin and listening. Sorry if I call it a complete shitcoin.
And so then they were trying to essentially pump and dump it, from my understanding.
Yeah.
This guy posted all the screenshots of the chat. He was in Crypto Bravado as an analyst and then got out. So some people view it as a revenge play, which exposing people. I mean, I get it. My take on the whole thing is, they got caught. It's pretty shitty to do.
It's to me, given okay, so here's the tricky part, right? Like, this kind of stuff, it's not new to markets, right? This going back as far as markets have been around, this kind of stuff has happened. The real issue is that to me there was a big breach of trust, because these guys have a following, people who look up to them, they want to listen to them, and now this comes to light, and it's like, wow, it's like, well, I feel kind of stupid now. It's like, I listened to you, right? To me, and that's a huge thing, is the trust got breached, and you can't really come back from that.
It's tough. I think this sort of thing is a lot more common than a lot of people, especially new people to the space, realize. Not to say it's totally right, or that it excuses it or anything, but this kind of stuff does happen really frequently. So I think the lesson, or the moral maybe, is just always do your own research. It's something that Dale always preaches, and it's totally spot on. Is that, you can take advice from people, but don't just get a piece of advice and jump on it immediately just because somebody said so, unless you really trust that person, or you have a personal relationship with them, and that they're being completely, I guess, forthright with the information. Always do your own research, do your own homework, and also think for yourself too. It's something we always harp on the show, is, not getting too wrapped up in the crowd, whatever that crowd may think, because oftentimes the crowd is wrong. And it can really pay to be a contrarian too. So,
well, and I think this is such, terrible, like, it's just a shitty situation. It's tough to make an example out of it, but this is a good example of a situation where now you can directly see where the incentives of these people who are, wanting to promote and pump this coin were, right? Because meanwhile, in a nice little private chat, they were trying to organize together and, try to control it. And, I think one guy said many times, we are going to manipulate it, which is not wording, I think you should be using, but, he was many times. And so directly here, now we can see, where, some of these things go to when people are on Twitter shilling something, and then, this is the backroom conversations.
Yeah, the whole thing from Medicated seemed, it did kind of feel a little bit like scorned ex-girlfriend or ex-lover or ex-boyfriend sort of thing. Like, I kind of got a little bit of that feel. I don't know anything about the relationship that he had with them, or maybe what led to that relationship souring, but I did kind of get like a very vengeful, spiteful, vibe from it.
Seems like there's some drama there in that little relationship, and
Well, and the thing I didn't like about the whole deal was how he could, like, you brought it to the surface, which is is needs to be, I suppose. And then, but the thing is I felt like he kept reaching for people to that would be involved to try and pump it up a little bit. Like I saw he went after Korean Jew because he was part of the Bravado team. Bully, I know he went after too because Bully was in a shout out done by Bravado. So I know he's just trying to keep it safe for the public and people that maybe the new people coming in. But that was just kind of my take on it. I definitely tried to stay clear of everything. So
yeah, and it's tough for me because I've met Gat in real life. I like Gat. And so it's a tough issue. I will say, I think Medicated went way over the top, like you were saying, Dale, with just like anybody was guilty by association. Like anybody who had ever interacted with Gat on a tweet was somehow like complicit in it in his mind. It was completely ridiculous, especially that he went after Bully because, I mean, like we were talking about a little bit before, Bully's the last person who would be involved in anything like this. If anybody knows Bully well, I mean, it's ridiculous to think.
I would trust him with my private keys, legit.
Yeah, me too. And so to imply he had a role was completely outrageous. I think he threw a lot of the people under the bus who literally had nothing to do with it just because they had any kind of interaction with Birch or Bravado or Gat or anything like that. So that makes him lose a little bit of credibility as well. Excuse me. And I think it kind of lends towards that like kind of bitter revenge thing, which, I mean, is it right to pump and dump? No, but I don't think it's really right to just completely throw shit on everybody's reputation, regardless of how much or little they were involved, just by having any kind of association.
Yeah, the whole situation it's pretty messy, and kind of just most of us are just on the outside, kind of watching and seeing how this is going to play out because it is just a shit show, and it's simply put, it is.
I'll say another thing too. It's completely fucked up how they actually like tried to hack or did hack, I guess, Gat's like social media or his emails or something. That's fucked up to do regardless. And I don't think we all, when you bring real life into it, I mean, I guess money is a real life thing. So if you're a victim of a pump and dump, that sucks too, but you shouldn't be really attacking people on a personal level or going after their family or anything.
The worst thing is the death threats that have been going out.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, come on, if you're sending somebody death threats over this kind of a thing, in my opinion, you're kind of just getting down to their level and maybe even below the level, right?
And so here's the thing too, is at the end of the day, yes, you can follow your favorite social media influencers or not, influencers is such a bad word. You can follow your favorite social media people. And if they're calling for you to buy BitConnect or whatever the hell is, at the end of the day, you still need to be held accountable for doing your own research. You still need to look at it, and you need to realize that, is this something I want to get into, or is this something that I don't want to get into? Even if every single Twitter person out there is saying buy poop coin, but you don't love the fact that it needs a specimen of your shit, something like that. I mean, at the end of the day, yes, I agree. It was bad. It was a black eye, but at the end of the day, you still got to hold yourself accountable.
Absolutely. So,
yeah. Do you guys want to touch on the sort of statement palooza that went on afterwards? Everybody's making statements.
We came out with a statement, or maybe that was just in the pod that I put that. I don't remember where that was.
Statement that there will be no statements.
I had a statement that keto blows balls.
That is an absolutely correct statement.
You're a shitcoin talk.
Let's go back to
that's something good
real quick. Let's go back. I agree with what Dumb's saying here.
Yeah,
you have to be careful what you put out on Twitter because there are some crazy people out there. I 100% agree with that.
Oh yeah,
totally.
I mean, we were talking about this. It kind of made all of us take a step back and examine, the information we put out there. And I think when you go after people's real lives and you try to hack them and hack into their social media and all that, you really do a disservice to everybody, because crypto Twitter can be a really good thing when it's good. And when you start attacking people on a personal level, I mean, we've seen people that we like who are taking a step back and removing themselves from the public eye in a large part, and these are really smart people who contribute a lot to the community, just because they're starting to get hesitant and a little bit nervous about these personal attacks that people are committing. And so you're going to lose some of these people who provide really good information if you make this a very toxic environment. And again, the pump and dump thing is not great. It's not a good thing,
No,
but it doesn't do anybody any
definitely-
good to go after people's personal lives either.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just, it's taking a really a shit situation and then all of a sudden just escalating it even more. And I think a lot of us in crypto, I like to think that crypto is full of really, really smart people. So I think we're a little bit better than that in a lot of ways. So
And this M. Dietrich said that we always say do your own, but putting yourself out there. We're all doing the research for many. Well, yes and no. I mean, we can all post a chart, but the thing with technical analysis and all that other stuff is that it's interpreted so many different ways.
Mhm.
So
Something-
even go ahead,
Yeah.
Prince.
Well, something for me is I've actually I don't even want to talk about coins that I'm looking at anymore because I don't want to lead someone into something and potentially because I'm not always right, and so I don't want to potentially have somebody who thinks, oh, he's going to be right and follow me in, right? So I know myself, I've been holding back on posting general thoughts about the market because I just I don't want to potentially lead someone down the wrong path if I'm wrong, right? So it's tricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. Going back to the statement thing really quick,
Yeah, let's
I'd
get
like to
back on
say, if anybody finds themselves in any kind of situation like this where they feel they need to make a statement, the best thing to probably do is not say shit. Don't make a statement. Don't put anything out there. And I think you're seeing some of these statements retracted because some of the people involved are realizing this.
Decided to get a lawyer and actually was told to retract your statement.
If you're ever been involved with a lawyer for any kind of legal issue, I mean, one of the main things they tell you with anything is just shut up, don't say anything because it will be used against you. I mean, I'm sure we've all seen things like, murder mysteries where somebody gets wrongly accused of something or whatever, and they end up kind of implicating themselves inadvertently. And that stuff happens. And I'm not saying, that these people were not involved, but don't make any kind of statement. Yeah, shut the hell up. Don't say anything because you're not doing yourself any good.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't talk in third person.
Yeah, cough, peripheral cough.
I'll just leave that.
God Miner's got a good point here. Leading someone down the wrong path because you're wrong is way different than having malicious intent. And that's true, right? And it's a good point. So maybe I will start sharing. Who knows? But I like to be very cautious right now.
But at the same time, people are unreasonable, and you can be wrong just because nobody's ever wrong or ever right 100% of the time, and people will still be like, "What the fuck, dude? You told me you liked this coin." I'm like, hey, look, sometimes I'm wrong, dude. If I was right every time, I'd be fucking retired by now.
Exactly.
For the record, my one call I did, I think, on Twitter has been buy Lux at 90 cents. So just saying, even though some people think it's a shit coin, I really like the project.
Well, hey, it could be a shit coin.
Today it's at $10. So
a good trade, so
yeah. So that's all right. So we're gonna venture off the beaten path. Before we got we went live, us guys were talking, and one of us is really big into betting on sporting events.
God.
So let's just kind of talk about that a little bit. What are your guys' take on betting against the Chicago Cubs?
Always a good move.
You're bringing this one up. So
shit.
This is what I've been doing lately. Now, I think I tweeted about this, fight fire with fire. It's actually somehow really helped my trading. And I've started betting on sporting events, particularly NHL, the playoffs, because hockey is something I'm very familiar with, and it's fairly, I can stay in tune with it and I'm watching it. But I've been trying to venture into other leagues now, and I've been getting my ass absolutely handed to me in the MLB. I haven't won a single bet yet. So actually, I got the Yankees tonight, and let's pray. If I get a win, this will be.
I think it's going on as we speak.
It is going on.
I'm trying to pull the score up.
What's the line?
I got I'm 0-6 on all my MLB bets so far, but yet hockey I'm 15-7 or something.
What's the
2-0.
line on the bottom of the fourth?
2-0 bottom of the fourth. I'm just doing money line.
Okay. So you're sitting good for now.
The thing was he sent us
I went against the Cubs. 2 straight days, and I lost every time. It was taking the Brewers, so of course.
And why don't you say what I said when you said I'm getting the Brewers against the Cubs, and I said that's not going to end well for you.
You told me not to. Well, you want to know what's even better? Yesterday, I had 5 bets, and it was spread across 3 games in the MLB and then 2 games in the playoffs. I lost every single bet yesterday. Now, this is the first time I've never won a single bet, So I went 0 for 5 on the day, and to really top it off, I had the Angels winning yesterday over the Yankees, and within the first 2 innings, the Yankees were winning 10-0. That was icing on the cake for me. I was like, oh yeah, here we go.
So I've bet in the past, and I've got to agree with my name is Craig Grant. This is my Bitcoin wallet. Sometimes I like reading all the names.
Well, I got Preds tonight. I got money on the Preds, but we'll see.
Baseball is hard to bet. I mean, it really is. Of all the sports, I think baseball's the hardest. College football's the easiest.
I like NHL, like the playoffs. Betting on these games, it's fun. Like everyone shows up to play, right?
I love the NHL.
Yeah.
Go Team Canada.
Colleen, mybookie.ag, what code Crypto Street, I think, for 50% deposit. You should be happy, MyBookie. Just an unpaid shill right there.
There you go. Or
Nitrogen
Sports too.
So last night I went to the casino, played some blackjack, and this dude sitting next to my wife, like he was there playing to make his house payment, getting bad beat after bad beat. He was getting so pissed off. He was like slamming his chips. He had a 20, and the dealer had a 6 showing. Flips over a 5, then bam, another 10 for 21, and he beats. And he slams his chips down and goes, "Motherfucker, this is bullshit!" And like stood up and threw. I bet he had $50-$60 left on a $5 table, and put all his chips and just slammed them in the middle. And looks at my wife and goes, "Guess I'm gonna fucking lose this one too."
Jesus, that's when it's time to quit, buddy.
Well, and then the dealer, he lost that next hand and got up and left. And the dealer goes, "I don't know why he's so mad. He won 1,200 last night."
Oh wow!
I'm like, yikes.
Going back to difficulty of different leagues, I think they say the easiest leagues to bet are the ones with as very little action as possible. So you want to bet on things like the WNBA or obscure sports that where there's the public knowledge is not that great.
Yeah, I find for me with the playoffs, growing up, I was a goalie, and some goalies who are playing pro and everything. But so that gave me a good insight into kind of how goalies work, right? So a lot of my bets, I'm just basing them off of the goalies. How did this guy play last game? How is he going to continue, do you think? Is he the kind of guy who's going to rebound, And it works a fair amount. That's the only reason I got money on the Preds today, is because Rene got pulled last game against the Jets, and he's a good veteran guy, and I think he would bounce back. Although tonight he kind of looked a little rusty at times, but I had the Jets in the game 1 just because Hallebuck is such a wall right now. The guy's just a
Isn't it amazing how much more interesting betting on the games makes them? All of a sudden, you're a huge fan of whatever team you're invested in.
Here's the thing, right? I grew up playing hockey from the time I was 6 years old, all the way up until I was about 20, and after that, I hadn't watched a game since. I don't watch it at all, and I just don't want to. And then once you start putting money on it, it's like, oh yeah, I want to watch this. I'm looking forward to watching it, and you're enjoying it, and but maybe I just got a gambling issue.
Could be. I think if I ever bet non-mainstream sports, I'm just gonna take NCAA women's college basketball and just bet UConn every single time.
Oh, I know.
To
UConn money line per game.
Yeah. All right, so let's get back to crypto a little bit. Talk about, is anyone out there, mexing or has a long open, or what are you thinking here? I've got a long open from about 8,800, and I think I might close it. I haven't been around a chart all day long. Haven't been outside. It's gorgeous here, so but I don't know. Do you guys have anything open?
So I don't have anything open right now on Mex. Just looking at the chart though, I'm inclined to think bullish, because we had that dump in Bitcoin, within the last couple of days where it went down to 8,600 or so, but it seems to have recovered from that pretty nicely, and it's climbed up back to the mid 9s, which I think is definitely a bullish sign. I think before too long we're going to make another challenge to 10. I don't know how recently that or how soon that'll come, but I think within the next few days.
Mhm.
Yeah, I kind of heading into the weekend. I don't know where I said this. I might have tweeted it or whatever, but I really felt strong that we were going to test 10K over the weekend, and
I
that's
think,
what I was kind of looking for.
there's a structure I had pointed out where it looked like we were in Wyckoff accumulation. And I had kind of where I was picking the bottom, I was just too early on calling a bottom really on a certain phase, but it still seems to be playing out really along those lines. So from what I'm seeing, I still think we're going to go up and we're going to get over 10K. We will probably see 13K. Ask me how long it's going to take us to get there. I couldn't tell you right now.
How long will it take us to get there?
I don't know. And, I'm not actively trading Bitcoin at the moment, actually. I've been pretty reserved on my trades. I don't think I've done anything really in the last 2 weeks, which is kind of new for me.
Several
Is there a
questions.
reason, Prince,
Yeah, go ahead.
or just chop or
Hmm?
Is there a reason behind like less activity in your trading? Is it because it's been so choppy kind of?
No, actually, I find like the Bitcoin price action, it's kind of funny to watch. It's vicious, right? And some guys are like, "Oh, this is pure chop," and to me, it's just the market's evolving, and you just got to get better. But for me, some of my positions, they've been to me. There's a lot more. The downside risk on some of my positions I have now are fairly limited in how they usually could be in crypto, and so I'm just staying put because I'm not very worried. I just know I need to be patient. And with where I feel the general market is going to be in the next few weeks, I feel pretty good doing that. Again, I can always be wrong, but this is how I feel. I think we're in the market's going to be good for us for the next little while. We might see, a dip down, but I ultimately think we are going to go upwards to about 13K.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Damn it, I was going to say something. Oh, we've had several people asking here if they think if you guys, what are your thoughts? Is tomorrow going to be a Bloody Monday like typical, or what do you think?
I'm inclined to say sunny Monday. I don't know if that's a
Yeah, me
term,
too.
but I don't think bloody. I think I'm feeling pretty positive about the market. And I've seen like a little bit of a downtick in like the outright euphoria on Twitter, which I think is a good thing because I think if everybody's still like celebrating like crazy, that's a little bit worrisome. And I think that drop to 8,600 in Bitcoin kind of stifled the enthusiasm a little bit, which again I think is a good thing because the real pros start to get worried when everybody's thrilled and everybody's happy. So if we can kind of keep that emotion to a minimum, but the price keeps grinding up, I'm pretty bullish on the markets for now.
Yeah, I think we carry up, and I think, we got to make people pile back in again, right? Because there's a lot of people who are just staying away from it because they're like, yeah, it doesn't know what it wants to do, right? And I think if we can get that 10K, 11K break those zones, I think, you're going to see some money on the sidelines that's just been like, I don't know what I want to do. They're going to start flooding back in again, right?
Yeah.
So.
Jonathan Braga is saying, hope AirSwap keeps being bullish. I agree, man. Of course, I had to touch on that. AirSwap released their full platform last week. It's really nice. It's a peer-to-peer, pretty much ERC20 token marketplace, completely decentralized peer-to-peer. The interface is beautiful, super user-friendly. I mentioned this on Twitter also. In its first day of operation, AirSwap did, I think, double the trade volume that Waves decentralized platform does, and Waves is valued 8 times higher. So do the math. I mean, AirSwap continues to be remarkably undervalued in my mind. It has an amazing team behind it. Again, it's valued 8 times less than something it's doing twice as much volume as. It doesn't make any sense. Maybe there's
what's
something I'm missing here.
What's 0x market cap at? Because they're
0x is somewhere around like 700 million right now, I want to say.
And like, here again, this is another decentralized marketplace.
Yep.
But I think 0x doesn't have their main platform going right now, though, right?
I don't think, 0x is 680 million market cap. So AirSwap's like 70 million. It's just, I do not get why this thing is undervalued. I mean, I would keep buying it until it's kind of level with its peers there. We talked about this on the Messiah episode, which will come out, I think, on Tuesday, but how you have to compare coins to their competition. So you're not going to compare something like AirSwap to the market cap of Ethereum or Bitcoin because they serve different purposes. Ethereum is basically a decentralized thing to build applications on. Bitcoin is a store of value, sort of this big blockchain which you can offshoot certain technologies off of, but these other ones are more specified, so you want to compare AirSwap to other decentralized exchanges. You want to compare Monero to Zcash, to Zoin, to Zcoin, other privacy coins.
Yeah. See, I feel bad sometimes when I'm talking about these coins because on the fundamental side, it's not always where I do my main focus, right? Because a lot of times I'm just using a chart, and so it's here like we have, but 0x is a protocol kind of coin, and that is a good point. So
yep, that is a good point.
Yeah, I highly encourage everyone to listen to that Messiah episode that comes out this week. It was it was awesome.
Smart dude. I think he's just finishing up a degree in computer science. He's a really good trader as well. So he's kind of the complete package in this thing, where he knows the programming side, the investing side. Messiah is a really good guest, so definitely check that. Yeah, we were telling him this. It's like he's one of those guests where we all just kind of catch our breath at the end, and we're like, oh my God, there's so much new good information in that episode. And I think we like all of our guests, but there's certainly some that add a little bit more value than others. I think it's
leave a bit of an impression on you,
Yeah, exactly.
All right, we got anything else, boys?
Let's touch on these fake accounts real quick.
Yeah, there we go.
On Twitter. So this scared the shit out of me because I was like reading the replies to one of my tweets, and I saw a picture of my profile, with the same username as mine, responding to one of my tweets, being like, "Hey everybody, if you want to win 5,000 Ethereum, click this link and send it here." And I was like, "What the fuck? I've been hacked." I was like, "I didn't tweet this," and I thought it fooled me, and it's my account. And so anyway, somebody made a fake account that had the same profile as me, same profile picture, same bio. The only thing was that one character was changed in the handle, and it was a kind of a tough character to pick up on. They changed a lowercase L with a 1. And it was a little bit scary.
Yeah, so. I finally got my first copycat this weekend too. This first scam.
Colleen got hers too.
Yeah, a bunch of people are getting their first this weekend. This is a big
Dude, they've been going after a lot of the pod people too.
Yeah.
I think
I feel like Bulldog here. I don't think I've had one yet.
Bulldog.
You know how we always post that picture.
Left out.
Yeah, I'm feeling left out.
Okay, people listening, come on. You think anyone's ever gonna give away 5,000 freaking Ethereum besides Dez? She had someone do that, and she actually sent me 5,000. So, but come on. I mean, seriously, who believes that? Hey, Crypto CoinCon's in. Everyone, make sure. Let's give them a shout out. It's CryptoCoinCon.com. We will be there in August, doing a live speak. We're gonna do a live podcast also. So go buy your tickets. Check it out. CryptoCoinCon.com. While we're doing plugs, everyone needs to go check out whalereports.com. It's a bi-weekly newsletter that we work with CoinEasy and Icebergy. The team's pretty awesome. A lot of smart people on that. So to go sign up there, we've got a bounty program where if you refer so many people, you get some free shit. So who doesn't leave free shit? So Prince, don't give me that. It's like you're mocking me.
I want to make you a little confused, a little nervous. You don't know what I'm thinking. So I'm just
never know.
Cheesesteaks. I'm very much looking forward to these cheesesteaks in Philly or Pennsylvania.
Me too.
These are delish. Nothing like it.
It's been about 10 years since I left Canada. So
oh boy.
Been roaming the woods.
Hopefully they got the AC on that plane up. Otherwise you're gonna be real hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
All right. So one last question before we wrap up, because we're gonna wrap up a little early tonight. I saw Bully tweeted this, and I want to know what everyone's answer is. What is your all-time favorite video game? Okay, so to give you a little bit to let that soak in and elaborate, my all-time I've got two. They're tied: GoldenEye, James James Bond 007 for Nintendo 64 or Tecmo Super Bowl for NES. Those are my all-time 2 favorite video games. What about you guys?
Mine has got to be either World of Warcraft or RuneScape. These are 2 games that absolutely had me by the balls at one point. RuneScape when I was like maybe middle school through the beginning of high school, and then I kind of graduated to WoW, which is sort of like RuneScape on steroids. And one of the most fun parts was that, all of my buddies at the time in high school were playing World of Warcraft too. So we were on the same server. We had our guilds, with our tabards that we customized, and the community building in that game was really genius by Blizzard. So that was a game where it was like, I got to tell you guys, like, it was remarkable how addicted to World of Warcraft I was. Like, I would start to log in and I would get chills. I was so excited to log in. It was unbelievable. And I haven't played that game in probably like 8 years, and I still I'll see a commercial for it and I'm like, oh God, I kind of want to play it again.
This is such a tough question to answer because I got so many games that could fall into the list. Like someone said Zelda here, like classic Mario, Super Smash Bros, Mario Kart, like classics, right? I think
NCAA football.
What is it? Crash Bandicoot with the PS1. The only games I really still play is the NHL games.
Of course.
But, when I was younger, really little, I was just hooked on Shrek 2. I
God, I feel so old with you saying that.
Ugly ogre.
Like I played that game a ridiculous amount. Pokemon Diamond, for the Nintendo DS. Oh yeah, just it's childhood there.
I'm gonna have to go and fire up my Nintendo after we get done here and play some Super Bowl talking about it, and then I'll shut that off
after this too.
Listen, Destro, let's get fucking honest real quick. No one in the cryptosphere would even come close to beating me in GoldenEye. Plain and simple, I was the man. If there was GoldenEye tournaments back in the day, I would have easily won hands down. So,
my fondest memory of GoldenEye was like playing with my buddies, and we would put on that like coat or something where everyone had a giant head, and I just I remember running around like the Foundation or like that science factory, and just having like Jaws and like Odd Job playing, and like Jaws with this humongous mug, just like scaring the shit out of me as a kid. But that was a great game.
And Odd's the one that's really short, right?
Yeah.
Listen, you can have the Clob. I'll do the RCP 90 and just fucking pump lead in your ass.
That one was legit.
Yeah, I did finish in 007 mode. No big deal.
Oh, wow. I did not.
Ken
Griffey Jr. baseball?
Yes, that is a diamond in the rough. Will Walker, real quick, says, "Hey Prince, you should start betting MLB on."
See, and this is where I got to get way more up to date with this stuff because I got to figure out more on these pitches and all that because I think that is the way to go.
Yeah. One last plug before we wrap up. I feel like a fucking Schiller McShill queen. Go on over. We've opened our clothing line, merchandise store. It's cryptostreetstore.com. Running specials. Killer's gonna have to fill in on the current special we're running now. I fucking can't remember. But
it is launch party.
Yeah, there you go.
10% off your order. Yeah, we've had a great time making the store. Destro, you're super talented, so shout out to you. Follow Listen Destro on Twitter. Great guy, really smart. So he's been amazing helping us with all this stuff. And I think we have some really cool stuff on there too. Recently, me and Destro finished designing like a Miami Vice theme shirt for me. We're going to be coming out with one of those just with the podcast name on it as well. I think it's really cool looking. So check that out for sure.
Yeah. Prince has his own toque section, so not that anyone wants to fucking buy those.
I'm just getting caught up right now on the score of this Preds game. Apparently, Winnipeg tied it up here.
Oh, shoot, darn it.
Like a minute left in the game, so.
Oh, Angels just hit a bomb, too. They're up 3-2.
Oh, God.
No, I'm just kidding. They're not. It's still 2-0 into 5, so. There it is. Destro says launch party for 10% off all podcast logoed gear. So remember that. Bush like C cross. Fuck it. I can't speak. All right, let's wrap up, boys.
All right.
So we're gonna cut it a little short this evening. So everyone, thanks for listening. We'll have some episodes coming out this week that I think you'll really like and enjoy and learn a lot from. So we just got dumb scheduled during this too. So watch out for that.
Awesome.
There. Peace out. Tip that damn waitress unless she's he or she is rude. Then just okay. Real quick, do you guys think it's worse to not leave a tip or to tip like $2?
I'm a terrible person. I don't really tip.
Get
What?
the fuck out.
I'm so like I'm a dirtbag. I'm
Jesus.
sorry.
This doesn't really surprise me though.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise me in the least.
I'm sorry.
Like I'm in shock, but also not surprised.
When we're in Philly for this conference, Killer and I are gonna have to fucking compensate for Prince's
Dollar
shitty
saved.
We're gonna have to eat alone, bro.
Yeah.
Just save the embarrassment of
Like,
the no
I
tip or
made a tweet about it. Like I've never been able to relate with somebody so much as that dollar bill off of Billions.
Yeah.
Like he's just so ridiculously stingy with his money, and I feel that way a lot. So sorry, people listening, if you thought
Prince
I
is
was
a
better than
legendary
that.
tightwad.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
Oh,
But that's why he has so much money at his age. So
Yeah, true that. You don't meet many people his age that are this tight.
Yeah, that's
So all right. Well, Killer, what do you think? No tip or little tip?
yeah, I think a little tip is more insulting because it's like no tip, you might have like forgotten or something. But I don't know,
agree.
little tip is like you made a conscious effort to like insult them with like $1 tip or something. So
I love the people that like feel the need to leave a note for their waitress, like if they did something shitty. So okay, another story. I'm sorry. Last
Sorry,
night
Colin.
we went and ate out, my wife and I, before we went to the casino, and this couple next to us, old, just annoying, says to the waitress, "I need to speak to your manager." So I'm like half leaning over, listening to what she says. So the manager comes over and says, she goes, "Your tenderloin wasn't that good." And so the guy's like, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she goes, "Actually, it was awful. I eat here all the time and I get the tenderloin and it's never this bad. It's actually my favorite." And the manager's just like, "Well, we haven't changed anything." And it's just funny to me.
the not so tenderloin, I guess. Just,
Yeah. All right, I'm done.
all right.
All right, thanks everyone.
Thank
Tip
you.
your waitress. Peace out. Later.